seasonal illnesses. The health secretary said this would be hugely beneficial over the winter. Currently, a third of tests take longer than 24 hours to process. The announcement comes as the government pushed back in July a target to regularly test all care home staff and residents, a key move to identify so-called silent spreaders, those who are infected but do not show symptoms. This is unlikely to be achieved now until September because the number of testing kits has become even more limited. The government said almost 500,000 of the new rapid swab tests, called LAMPOR, will be available from next week in adult care settings and laboratories, with millions more due to be rolled out later in the year. Additionally, thousands of DNA test machines have already been used in 8 London hospitals and can analyze nose swabs and will be available across NHS hospitals from September. Around 5,000 of these machines, supplied by DNA Nudge, will provide 5.8 million tests in the coming months, according to the Department of Health. There is currently no public available data on the accuracy of the new tests. The breakthrough on testing is important for a number of reasons, not just because one has the ability to test for flu and other viruses, but also for speed. The fact that the tests do not have to be sent off to a lab means the processing times are much quicker. In hospitals, most tests, 9 out of 10, are currently turned around in 24 hours, but those done in the community via regional drive-through centers and using postal kits and mobile units tend to take longer because they have to be sent away to labs for processing. Results are only returned in 24 hours in half of the cases. These 2 new tests will also help to increase capacity. London's Madame Tussauds prepares to reopen. Artists are now putting the finishing touches to statues at the famous Madame Tussauds Waxworks Museum in London as it prepares to reopen to the public. Visitors will be temperature checked, and social distancing advice is visible throughout the attraction. The visitors will no longer be allowed to touch the models of their heroes when they take their selfies. The start of the new school year under the pandemic. Thousands of children in the northern part of Germany became the first in Europe to start a new school year on Monday, with the rest of the country watching anxiously as full-time classes began. Classes have been reorganized in groups of several hundred students. Each group are advised to stay apart from each other, and classes are being scheduled on a staggered basis. Each group has its own area of the school grounds, cloakrooms, restrooms, and canteens. The hope for this measurement is that if there is an infection, only the respective group will have to be quarantined, rather than the entire school. In case of a new infection, it is not the school that decides the next course of action, but the local health authorities. For example, whether to quarantine the entire school or just the respective group. In Spain now, a scandal-tainted ex-king Juan Carlos has moved abroad to try and protect the image of the monarchy, a fragile institution whose popularity is failing, but which enjoys strong protection under the Constitution. With his Swiss bank accounts under investigation in Geneva and in Madrid, the 82-year-old announced Monday he was leaving Spain to prevent his personal affairs from undermining his son, King Philip VI's reign, a move many analysts said may not be enough to revive the monarchy's fortunes. State protesters, the CIS, stopped measuring the popularity of the monarchy in 2015 after it dipped into negative figures following years of scandals. But private polls show Spaniards are roughly equally split over whether their country should remain a monarchy or become a republic. The ex-king has been under a cloud since various media reported he allegedly received funds from Saudi Arabia, and probes are now underway in both Switzerland and in Spain. The suspicions center on $100 million or 85 million euro allegedly paid secretly into the Swiss bank account in 2008. It's time for a break now, but please come back for more ENI UK and Europe edition.
Hi, I'm Gladys Reyes. Join me on the newest online show of EBC Films, Pelikwentuhan. Every Monday, catch it live on EBC Films' official YouTube channel and Facebook page. Do not forget to like, follow, and subscribe to our official social media accounts. See you!
Welcome back to ENI UK and Europe edition. Now we have more interesting stories from the United Kingdom this week. First up, we have a live report by Love and Season on the 50% discount on UK restaurants. Here with her report is Love and Season. Hi, Love Ann.
Hi, thank you, Giancarlo. So yes, for more details, as of Monday, 3rd of August, the UK's new Eat Out to Help Out scheme allows restaurant goers to get 50% off their food bill up to a value of £10 or $13 per diner in an effort to help the struggling hospitality industry during the coronavirus. Now the scheme is proving popular in London with queues seen in many restaurants and cafes. Now here are some of the reactions from customers.
I think it's a great idea. I think the business, they need all the encouragement they can get, you know, and I also think it's nice for us to get out, and a lot of people are still frightened to get out, but hopefully this will encourage them.
Currently, I think in the situation where people are at home on furlough, like myself, I think it's nice to get out and do a little bit for the community. You know, the government are giving back to us, and I think it's great that we're giving back to the people who need it a lot. So, yeah, for me, it's nice to get out and about.
And I hate seeing this restaurant shut. It's such amazing restaurants in London, and you see them shut it down. It's awful. So, it's whatever they're doing, I hope it works, because I would love to see these restaurants back being open.
So British Finance Minister Rishi Sunak says the scheme has never been tried in the UK before. According to the government's official website, the scheme involves the following. So there's 50% off food and drink in participating restaurants, cafes, work and school canteens, food halls, and other places serving food. £10 per person limit to discount, and alcoholic drinks and service charge are not included. Only applies to people ordering food to eat on site. It also applies on Mondays, Tuesdays, and Wednesdays in the whole of August. Now, it can be used as often as you like on those days. It also automatically applies at the till, so no voucher is needed. Now, all diners in a group of any size can use the discount. So, Giancarlo, if two people, say, spend £50, they can only receive a discount of £20. Businesses will be able to claim the money back from the government and will have the funds in their bank account within 5 working days. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you, Lavan. You mentioned that this scheme has never been tried out in the UK before. Why has it been introduced now?
Well, see, this aims to increase trade on quieter days of the week, and it will help businesses stay afloat. Now, hospitality in the UK is one of the biggest employers and has been affected badly by the lockdown measures. In April alone, 80% of venues closed, and 1.4 million hospitality workers have been placed on furlough at some point since then, according to the BBC. Now, some venues have been able to offer takeaway service during lockdown, but this means lower average spending per head and fewer people employed. And also, it's not an option for some businesses. Now, the government is positive that the discount will bring in diners and increase customers at the quieter days of the week and ultimately boost confidence in going out to eat. The scheme is also being used in parallel with the targeted help, such as a cut in tax for hospitality and tourism businesses. Giancarlo?
Thank you, Lavan. But are there others who feel that this is not really helpful, and are they criticizing this scheme?
Well, not everyone actually feels enthusiastic about it, Giancarlo. Others suggested the scheme should be renamed Eat Out to help herd immunity. And money is better spent on a more robust trace and contact system to build customer confidence. Now, many fast food chains are taking part in the scheme, which has drawn criticism from some anti-obesity groups. Now, the National Obesity Forum, for example, has said it would be a green light to promote junk food. Now, the discount scheme sits alongside the government's healthy eating plan that bans buy one, get one free deals on unhealthy food amid growing evidence of a link between obesity and an increased risk from coronavirus. Now, when asked if the government was promoting mixed messages, Care Minister Helen Whately told LBC Radio that under the healthy eating plans, larger chain restaurants will have to publish calorie breakdowns of their meals, helping diners to make an informed choice. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you, Lavan, for that report.
Thank you, Giancarlo, for having me. Now reporting for EBC from London, United Kingdom, I'm Love Anne, a villain of the season, and will live in interesting times.
Now we have a live report again, this time by Ashley Espiritu, on the UK cinema's disappointing reviews of the Mulan release. Hello, Ashley.
Hello, Giancarlo. Thank you. Yes, in 1998, 12 years ago, the world-famous Disney movie Mulan was released about a young Chinese girl who refuses to let her father join the army and so disguises herself as a man and joins the army in his place. 12 years later to today, a reboot of the movie has been made, with the initial release date being last March 2020. However, with the ongoing coronavirus pandemic, producers of the movie cancelled the release as the virus at the time began to elevate. On July 4, the UK government began to reopen places of service and entertainment for the public, and now cinemas across the UK are beginning to open their doors again to their customers, who are now eager to watch the movies they missed out on. Sadly, that was not the case for the fans of Mulan, the Mulan reboot. The live-action reboot had been due in cinemas, but the company has now said it will be put on Disney Plus in the US. The UK Cinema Association said it understands the same will happen in the UK, which is hugely disappointing. Most new releases have been delayed or released online. Chief Executive Phil Clapp said, with cinemas across the UK now continuing to reopen and welcome their customers, the decision by Walt Disney Studios yesterday to put Mulan on their Disney Plus service and not in the cinemas will be seen by many as hugely disappointing and mistimed. Mulan, which cost an estimated $200 million and £152 million to make, will come out in cinemas only in countries that do not currently have the Disney Plus platform, such as China, and where the movie theaters are back in business, the company's boss added. Disney confirmed the film will be available online in the US for $29.99 and £23 from 4th of September. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you, Ashley. Why has the release of this famous movie been such a disappointment?
Well, Giancarlo, the lockdown measures began in March and we're now in August. We have now been in lockdown for 5 months now. Then, with the excitement of shops reopening on July 4, the UK was eager and hopeful to get back into the fun they had been missing out on already, one of which was going to the cinema to watch a movie that they had been anticipating for such a long time. Which is why the UK public are hugely disappointed, as Mr. Clapp said, because the buzz and excitement of enjoying such a movie at the cinema with family and friends had yet again been turned down, just as they had felt when lockdown measures were implemented. Giancarlo?
Thank you, Ashley. Why did Disney decide then to release this movie through a streaming platform?
The lockdown in the UK has started to ease, but has not been completely lifted. Many are still at home and to keep safe from the virus. Therefore, it has been Disney's decision to release the Mulan movie on their Disney Plus streaming platform so that customers can watch it from their homes rather than leaving the house to go to the cinema, which adds on the disappointment for some customers who don't have this platform it on at home and would have to go through the extra trouble and expenses to get Disney Plus just to watch the movie. Back to you, Giancarlo.
Thank you so much for that report, Ashley.
Thank you, Giancarlo. I'm Ashley Spiritu, correspondent from London, United Kingdom, and we live in interesting times.
Okay, we stay with EBC UK now, where we have news from Manchester on a new lockdown. This report was by Grace Rivera. Let's watch her report.
Following a spike in the number of positive coronavirus cases in the north side of the United Kingdom, new lockdown rules have been reimposed. This new guidance covers all 10 local authority areas within Greater Manchester. The new restrictions took place on Thursday, 30th of July, and as yet there is no set period for these new restrictions, as government says that it is still subject to review. What does this mean to over 3 million people living in Greater Manchester? It means you cannot meet people from other households in your home or garden. However, household support bubbles are exempt. You cannot visit someone else's home or garden even if they live outside of the affected areas. You can only go to bars and restaurants with the people you live with or your support bubble. Up to 2 households or 6 people from number of households may meet outdoors in public spaces with social distancing. Places of worship and other settings with strict COVID-secure arrangements remain open. It is not encouraged to share a vehicle with those outside your household unless it is part of a school or work bubble. The government will pass new laws so that police can action against people who break these rules. The UK's official coronavirus death toll has risen by 49 in the of August.
Since a couple of days ago, obviously everybody wants to protect themselves, and there's more people, especially in the older element, that are not wearing masks.
Yes, I do. As you can see, this place, it'd usually be bustling now, but obviously people are thinking twice, about coming in. This is the first time I've been in since March, but it's sparse at the moment, you can tell.
I'm not nervous about it at all. No.
I see you're not wearing a mask, is it?
No. I wear a mask when I go in the shops, but when I'm in the outdoors, I don't wear the mask. No.
At the moment, yes, I've been concerned because a lot of people are not distance, they're just mixing together. I was passing the bank NetWest, people was standing each other close to the queue to the bank. So it's difficult, to control the people.
We got the news like everybody else. The problem is we were already organized to have a good weekend, a busy weekend. When they tell us the news, I think it was too late to cancel everything. So we had a lot of bookings, most of it they cancelled. We got a lot of stuff in, and we had to let them go that day. A lot of food, we import 90% of the products from Italy, so we got a lot of stock down now.
A total of 46,413 people have now died of the disease in all settings, including hospitals, care home, and the community. Reporting for Eagle News, United Kingdom, I'm Grace Rivera. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Grace, for that report. It's time for another break now, but please come back for more E&I UK and Europe edition.
Nasa Diyos ang awa, nasa tao ang gawa. Ibig sabihin, kinakailangan ng tao na magpakasipag upang tumunlad ang pamumuhay. At dito kaagapay natin ang unlad sa pagbibigay nila ng hanap buhay sa ating mga kababayan. Sa episode na ito ay tatalakayin natin at aalamin natin ang mga bagay ukol sa poultry o manukan. Ituturo din namin sa inyo ang maaaring ninyong pagkakakitaan dyan mismo sa inyong tahanan, ang manukan sa bako. Samahan niyo po kami sa isa sa pinakamalaking poultry dito sa Pilipinas, ang Maligaya Mega Poultry. Ako po, si Robin Padilla, at ito ang ulat, kaagapay sa hanap buhay. Dito lamang po sa Net 25.
Welcome back to ENI UKN Europe Edition. Now for more interesting stories. We go to EBC Scotland now, where our reporter Caroline Kennedy has a news update on the Scottish lockdown happening. Let's watch Caroline's report.
Scotland will reimpose lockdown restrictions in and around the city of Aberdeen after recording dozens of new coronavirus cases there this week. First Minister Nicola Sturgeon said on Wednesday that the measures, which included closing down all indoor and outdoor hospitality venues to be closed by 1400 GMT, follow more than 20 pubs and restaurants being involved in what Nicola Sturgeon said to become a significant outbreak. Residents within the city of 229 said that the measures would be reviewed after 7 days, which will come in the same week as planned for many schools across Scotland to reopen. Our precautionary and careful judgment is that we need to take a decisive action now in order to contain the young people to return to education. Aberdeen is in northeast Scotland, and it saw 54 new coronavirus cases within the spread of a 24-hour period on Wednesday, according to the devolved government in Edinburgh. Deaths within Scotland, which has recorded to 2,491 fatalities from the COVID-19 during pandemic from the 20 consecutive days.
I'm quite peeved about it because we've done so well for 4 months. That the youth of Scotland has done very well in the lockdown, and one tourist, shall we say, comes to the town, doesn't self-isolate, goes to the bar, we're the ones who have now got to be in lockdown again because of it.
It's a tough one. I was looking forward to other things, going to restaurants, eating out, meeting friends, but I guess we'll have to wait again. You know, health comes first.
I think it's ridiculous. I think it's not fair. I mean, we've already had one, and everything was supposed to be clear, especially in Scotland, because we were slower than England, and then here's this lockdown again. It's not fair. I don't agree with it. No.
In neighbouring England, which has seen the highest death toll in England from the virus, several local lockdowns have been reintroduced since the restrictions have been eased, ahead of Scotland earlier in the summer.
Thank you, Caroline, for that report. Now we go to our sports update, where defending US Open tennis champion Rafael Nadal will not compete this year. Defending champion Rafael Nadal said on Tuesday that he will not play in the US Open, citing concerns over the coronavirus and slamming tennis' barbaric schedule. After many thoughts, I've decided not to play in this year's US Open, Nadal said on Twitter. The situation is very complicated worldwide. The COVID-19 cases are increasing, and it looks like we still don't have control of it. It's a decision that he never wanted to take, but he's decided to follow his heart, and this time he has rather not travel. The 34-year-old Spanish star also took aim at the international tennis schedule, which has been revised following disruptions sparked by the COVID-19 shutdowns. The US Open in New York, scheduled for August 31 through September 13, will be followed straight after a fortnight later by the French Open at Roland Garros. Nadal said, "We know that the reduced tennis calendar is barbaric this year, after 4 months with no play." With Nadal's longtime rival Roger Federer already ruled out of the tournament as he recovers from knee surgery, the US Open will mark the first time since 1999 that neither player has featured in the main draw of a Grand Slam tournament. Nadal, who has 19 Grand Slam victories, could have equaled Federer's tally of 20 wins if he had played over in New York. Now we go to EBC UK again, where the Iglesia Ni Cristo have held a My Parents, My Frontliner appreciation event. Reporting on this, we have Annabelle Reynolds. Let's play her report.
Since the COVID-19 pandemic started, most people stayed at home, but a few had to go to work to help fight this disease and treat those who were affected. They are our frontliners. Most of them are our parents. They themselves are constantly facing dangerous situations, yet it didn't stop them from risking their lives. Oftentimes, they had to sacrifice not seeing their children and families for days, weeks, or even months. Here in the United Kingdom, the Iglesia Ni Cristo members organised an online event called My Parent, My Frontliner. This is to recognise the heroic efforts and sacrifices of their loved ones who are healthcare workers, and to show how much they appreciate everything they have done and to continue to do for us in this time of pandemic.
Yes, hello to everyone. My name is Sheila Rose Dos Dos, and I'm a senior phlebotomist for 27 years. Yes, for the first 27 years never happened before. And it's pretty scary for the first time. So every single patient that I do, it's really quick, it's very easy. And as I said, I feel very brave, and the courage that I have, which I never felt before, is more stronger. It's very, very inspiring actually, and we're so happy. You know that every frontliner who saw this video, and they gave us inspiration, and also the support of our family. It's very inspiring, and we are so thankful for that.
This heartwarming event was packed with activities including musical numbers, dance presentations, poem recitals, and surprise greetings, all dedicated to the frontliners. They admired healthcare workers, expressed their joy and happiness for the event organised, and some were moved to tears as they watched from their homes the inspiring poems and messages being read out, and performances dedicated just for them.
My mum and dad, they work in the NHS. My mum and dad, they love their job. It has always been the best. Nothing they care more about than their family and their children's health. I'm very happy to see them back even when they come home late. Mum and dad are always on my side and have always been my guide. In the CWS I was there, I was taught to do good to those who need it. I came to see the truth, God's words, I believe in it. Just like my parents, I will grow up strong and faithful, not discouraged, always hopeful. God will protect his nation and his chosen servants he will save on salvation.
Although they are not physically present, the heroic efforts of the frontliners were all the more recognised through the meaningful online performances and sincere messages of thanks for them. It may be a unique situation to be conducting this event online, but the love, support and appreciation by the Iglesia Ni Cristo members for the frontliners indeed came through in abundance in this inspirational My Parent, My Frontliner activity. Reporting for EBC London, United Kingdom, I'm Annabelle Reynolds. We live in interesting times.
Thank you for that report, Annabelle. Now to end our show, we go to our view from a window again. And today's view comes from EBC Germany, but it's actually a view from Barcelona, Spain. The rooftop view of the Barcelona's National Art Museum of Catalonia. This museum presents collections of famous Romanesque mural paintings and most representative artists of the Catalan modernism, such as Gaudi and Miro. A mixture of Gothic and Baroque and contemporary art can also be discovered. But it's not all about the beautiful art pieces that attract people to visit this place. There is another beautiful sight to see, which is the rooftop, which offers breathtaking panoramic views of Barcelona. This viewpoint allows you to spot Barcelona's downtown, standing monuments such as the Magic Fountain, the Queen Maria Cristina Avenue, with the two Venetian towers at the height of the Spanish Square, and the Tibidabo Mountain with its amusement park right at the very top. Special thank you to the Net Catalan from EBC Germany for that wonderful view. We hope you will stay safe and keep positive. We will continue to bring you more stories next week from the United Kingdom and Europe. From London, England, I'm Giancarlo Matera, and we live in interesting times.